we have a concept that is called En od Milvado. There's nothing but Hashem. What does it mean? There's nothing but Hashem on En od Milvado. It means that all what we see around us, all the creation, is basically the extension of Hashem's light into the lower dimensions. Okay? There's no other identity. There's no other source. There's only Hashem. And theoretically, if Hashem would have stopped the extension of the light to the lower dimensions, this world would cease to exist. It would not exist, because the whole existence of this dimension is by that light that is coming down from the higher dimensions and manifested within the lower dimension. So this is all what there is. Okay? Now, for us, we see many times the contradiction, that we see things that are in our perception are negative, and we say, like, how can it be coming from Hashem and it's negative? It's a contradiction. So most of the people, they cannot comprehend that contradiction, so they solve it in their mind to say, must be that it's coming from a different source. It's not coming from Hashem. It's not coming from God. But someone that is doing that he failed the test. Okay, this is called to fail the test. To have this perception of, it's coming from a different source. There's something else. They call it in different names, but I don't know what to say those names that they are using, but all of the names that people are using to describe the negative side of the creation and so on. So what is that? This is the source of all worshipping. Okay, to say that there's more than one source. And one of the core understandings, realizations, and practice of faith in the Torah, in the Judaism, in the Kabbalah, is to meditate on that simple premise that there's nothing but Hashem. En od Milvado. Okay? And there's a famous story about Rabbi Chaim Mivoloshin, the student of the Vilna Gaon, that he had to run away from the Germans, and he said he meditated on the En od Milvado, there's nothing but Hashem, and somehow they ignored him, and he was able to cross the border there, whatever. There's many stories like that, not only about him. There's many stories like that, and he brings it in his book, the Nefesh Háyim, that whatever trouble that a person have in his life, if he's contemplating very, very strongly that there's nothing but Hashem, and it becomes to be his reality. He doesn't see anything but Hashem all around him. It's only Hashem. There's nothing but Hashem. So then anything can harm him. There's nothing that can harm him. Okay? That's the understanding, and we can connect that to what we're discussing from the Kabbalah of the Ramchal, that of the idea of unity, that it's the same point, to understand that everything is Hashem, so everything is uniting, everything is one. There's no good and evil. It's only Hashem. Okay? The good and evil is part of the creation. It's part of the extension of the light of Hashem in different ways. And that's what we have to learn in the Kabbalah. That's the class that I'm giving on the Kabbalah of the Ramchal and so on, to explain that point. But as much as we are more understanding and holding that truth of En od Milvado, we are protected, and also spiritually, also physically, also emotionally. And this is the highest and the most simple segula that there is in the whole world, to get anything, to do anything, to be saved from everything. אין עוד מלבדו. There's nothing but Hashem. בעזרת השם, all of us will have the strength to focus and to hold that point in our life. ברכה והצלחה.